All right. And we are back, friends. Welcome back to NikkiT.live. I'm Nick. Hope you're doing good today. Maybe you can tell, maybe you can't, but I need a haircut desperately. I'm starting to look like Simba from The Lion King, but you know, that's what happens when you haven't cut your hair in a month. So, anyways, hope you're all doing well today. Just gonna go check socials real quick here, make sure everything's up and running. Work's all good. Slack's a little quiet right now. It's nice. Cool. All right. Let me just go ahead and close my door. Gonna leave it open a slight crack because definitely heats up in here. I'm in the basement, but I've got an office, but and there is a fan here, and I'm gonna say but again, but I have the door closed, and so even though the fan's on, it heats up over time just cause. So, anyways, all right, let me just check a couple other things here. Hope everybody's doing well today. What's everybody up to? Okay, think we're good. All right, let's come back to GitHub and let's show my screen so I'm just not talking the whole time, not realizing that I'm not sharing my screen. But okay, so let's see here. We are going to work on, well, I guess a few things here. Let me get set up again. So I'll share the link here, but this is what we're working on. It's called the MCP app demo, but honestly, at this point, we're using it internally, so it's not really a demo anymore per se. But feel free to give it a star if you'd like. I'll just go share this over on LinkedIn too. Just one sec here. Ba-ba-da. Okay. And I'll say my stat I gotta say every time, but thanks to my buddy Ian Douglas, who's over at Block, but I couldn't figure out for the longest time why I couldn't post on my own live stream on LinkedIn, and you have to be actually running the live stream on LinkedIn to be able to comment, which is for spamming reasons, and that I get. But again, like I always say, if you're the author or the person running the live stream, it makes no sense to do that to the person running the stream. And like maybe I guess maybe they're assuming well, you'd be in the LinkedIn live studio. I guess I'm doing restream, so I'm on multiple platforms, so it's a little different. But anyways, just interesting stuff. Okay, cool. Uh, thanks for liking the tweet, Becca. All right, cool. All right, all systems are go. All right, so yeah, so this is what we're working on, and so I work at a place called Pomerium, and we're an identity aware proxy. If you don't know what that is, that's okay. It's based off of a zero trust security principles. Is something that came out of Google. Uh, Feel free to chat GPT or Google that if you look up Beyond Corp papers, talks about it. But in a nutshell, it's think of it as a gateway in front of your internal services and apps, whatever those might be. So it can be, like databases, websites, whatever. And also includes MCPs because it runs at the application layer, so layer 7, so like the HTTP layer. So that fits really well with remote MCPs. And so basically, we're able to secure MCPs really well because of that. And the MCP app demo that you're looking at here, this was used as a demo for the AI World Fair that I attended I guess about a month ago now. And um, we used that to demo some of the MCP servers that we were securing. but we're actually using this now, and I can show you some features of it. Uh, but today, what I'm going to be working on is there's a background mode for OpenAI. So we're using the OpenAI responses API right now. Maybe eventually we'll support Claude and stuff too. But you can run long running things in the background with OpenAI. So that's what I'm going to look to implement today. We'll see how far we get, but the goal is never to finish something on these streams. If it ends up getting finished, awesome. But it's more just helps me think out loud and also just maybe share some knowledge, but also get shit done. Okay, so let's get this back up and running. Okay, so first thing I'm gonna do is let's get into the right project. Where is it? MCP app demo. And okay, so let's clear this here. And so what we're gonna do is, well, a couple things. One, shout out to Bash Bunny, who I don't really know aside from I follow them on Twitter and like their YouTube channel, but she had a great video about Git work trees, and I literally started using it the day after. So I can list the work trees I have here, and essentially the work tree is you have like typically when you work with a GitHub repo, well, actually, it's not even GitHub with a Git repo. This could you could even do this on GitLab, but I just happen to be in GitHub. Um, but essentially, you typically clone a repo, you bring it down, you do some work. So you'll be like, I'm gonna go ahead and create a new branch. You're doing some feature work. Somebody says, hey, can you review my PR? You're kind of not done your work. So you're like, okay, I'm gonna go stash it. And then you go get their PR and stuff. And that workflow works, but it's a little tedious. And so what work trees are basically is it creates a I don't I guess it's technically a copy of the repo, but it has the same Git history. I'm not sure exactly how it's connected, but basically it's not the same thing as cloning multiple versions of the repo and giving them different folder names. Although it seems like that, but it ends up having the history, and I don't know, maybe is it maybe the same thing as just cloning the repo multiple times? It possibly, well, there's a couple of things. If it is similar to that, you don't have to clone it, so you don't have to pull it down again. This literally, it creates an almost instantaneous copy of it, and then you can just go from there. And then so you can see here, like in my screen, I'll zoom it in a bit more, but you can see here I have work PRs. So this is like if people need PRs being reviewed, I can switch to that work tree. And I'm in VS Code here, but you can also do this from the command line. And I know this is pretty big here, but so you can do like git work tree. You can say list here. I'm using that extension in VS Code, which is super handy, um, but you can do it from the command line too. So you can see here, I have 4 work trees. Now I'm gonna say git work tree remove, and then I'm gonna choose one. You can do it that way. Um, I actually created an alias, so let's just go and take a peek at it. So these are my Git aliases, and so I added 3 yesterday. I added WTA, WTR, and WTL. So worktree add, worktree rebase, and worktree list. And if you haven't worked with Git aliases, they're super handy. So in this case here, I can literally just give the name of the work tree. I don't have to do like the dot dot slash to remove, or wherever you end up putting it. Just gonna keep it uniform where I always have it at the same level as the original one. But this allows me to remove it a lot easierly. A lot, is that a word? Easierly? I'm not sure. So let me just close this. So now here I can just say git. I have G is shell alias for git for me, and I'm gonna say work tree remove, and I'm gonna say annotation fix, and it should remove it. Now it's taking a second because it's actually like it's deleting files. So okay, so let's do work tree list, and then you can see it's gone now. The PRs one, it's on a current bug fix that I was reviewing, but I don't need to delete that one. That one, I'm just gonna switch branches on it. And then the main is the app demo one. And then I got background mode here. So let's go in here and I'm just gonna switch to background mode. Um, actually, why do I only see two? Let's remove that other one. Work tree, remove PRs. Maybe there was a disconnect. I'm not sure. Let's see here. Oh, it's because I'm on the work PRs one, I think. Okay, yeah, I just deleted it. So let's do there and let's do okay. So work tree list. Okay, so I got the two here. Let's do a new one. So let's just say git work tree uh, add, and I'll just say PRs, or we'll say MCP app demo PRs, and that should be good. Hey, and that good to see you, man. Thanks for joining. Um, yeah, I guess we can call it MCP app demo PRs. Let's do that. And it's a new branch. And if we say glog here to see where we're at, it says it's at main. I guess I'll make sure hard origin main. Okay, there we go. Cool. And G pull. Okay, so now if I go work tree lists, okay, yeah, I got to get back to my where I was. Let's go here. Okay, and let's do this. Okay, so I got background mode and I got demo PRs, and I'm currently in the main one. That's why I don't see that one. Okay, so let's go to background mode, and I'm gonna start from scratch here. And I'll load up the app in a sec here, but let's just do a git reset or g reset hard origin main g pull. Okay, everything's up to date. Okay, let's do npm run dev. Let's open up a couple ports. And so my app is running on port 5173. That's the standard Vite port for dev mode. And I'm going to set the visibility to public as always. Okay, so this is up and running now. So now if I come to my browser, I can come to the app. So uh, how this is connected is, okay, I gotta log in. Just one sec here. All right, so I'm logged in now here. And so this is the chat app. So the chat app is effectively an MCP client because we support MCP servers and we also have tools. And why does this still say available servers? Hold on a sec. Servers and tools. Okay, yeah, that's a small bug. Let's create that issue. Okay. Okay. Hold on a sec here. These will be a couple good first issues. Let's see here. We can shrink it a bit. Not sure how I missed this, but I did. Okay. Let's get it a little nicer. Doo, 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 doo. There we go. Okay, that's one. And let's just create a new issue. All right. Issues. New issue. Blank. Let's paste this in. And then we'll say mobile view. And mm, say non-mobile view. Okay, and then let's come back to here. And there we go. Same thing. Cool. The heading on mobile and non-mobile currently is available servers. It should be available servers and tools. Okay, now let's go find the code for that. So let's close this. Available servers. There we go. It's in one spot. Okay, let's open in GitHub. Why can't I do that? Usually it lets you. Oh, there we go. Uh, go. Where is it? Share. Copy GitHub permalink. Sure. There we go. And that looks good. Then we'll say update this line of code in the server select component. It should show up. Yeah. Okay, perfect. All right. Do labels, bug, bug, type in bug everywhere, and valid heading for MCP servers and tools. Okay, and we'll say this is a good first issue. This was fine before, but then I added the tools and I guess I forgot to add this. So let's just save this. If anybody wants to go ahead and work on this, it should be a quick one, but and also I just say that if you are going to work on this, it's a good first issue. So if you have a lot of experience with open source, maybe or well, if it's your first contribution to the repo, it's okay, I guess. But I leave it up to your discretion on whether you want somebody newer to work on this or not. But anyways, okay, let's just go share this on LinkedIn too. There we go. Okay, good first issue for the repo. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and drop this on the in one of the Slacks I'm in, not Slacks, Discord. Let's see here. Where can I post this again? Where is it? Iron Gridiron Survivor. Where is that channel? There we go. Another good first issue should be a quick fix. Okay. All right. So that's good. And We'll let somebody take care of that. I can obviously fix this, but I think as you like, I could totally fix this, obviously. I'm working on something bigger right now, and also you're trying to build a community around your project, so you want to have some external people come in, and you know, this is obviously not that big a lift to fix, but it's just like an intro, and then like from there, maybe somebody will try something more ambitious after if we have some other issues available. So, anyways, okay, cool. Let me make sure I'm looking at the chat. Okay. Okay. So what I want to work on is this. So let's go ahead and look at this. I looked at this briefly the other day. Okay. So let's share this. I'll zoom it in. Okay. So this is Open AI responses API background mode. There we go. That was a mouthful. All right, paste that in. Okay, and let's copy that. All right, cool. And did you know which algo is best for patches of images for classification? I have no idea, Bernavier. Um, okay. Okay, so let's see here. So like essentially, yeah, so there's like deep well, actually, let's just show a few things first here that we can actually do already. So let's go to the demo here. So you can ask some obvious things like what's well not obviously you can it's like a chat GPT. It's not full fledged. We don't have saved chats on the side yet, I know, but so I can say like what's a B tree? Zoom this in and it's gonna respond and it's gonna tell you, this is like standard stuff and you get an answer. That's cool. We could also do I'm connected here. These are our MCP servers that are available. And I'll actually show that in a second where you can use it elsewhere too. But so this is our sales DB. This is not our real sales database. This is like so we can demo stuff. But I can say like, get me the sales for each year for the last 10 years. So it's doing a tool call. Okay, sure. It's gonna. Oh, this is valid. The tool call failed because even though the MCP server URL was hit, it's not running. So I got to go start that up. That's all me. All right. Okay. So let's do here, exit, and let's start up the MCP server. Okay. Oh yeah, I got to do export. I should put these in an env file. I know, but all right. And then let's go. Okay, available. Okay, port 8080 already in use. Good to know. Okay. Let's see here. What's running on port 8080? I'm running it somewhere else, I guess. So let's kill that. And there we go. That's running. Let's get that off screen. And I also need to come here back to um, where is it? Yeah, so got to go to ports, and I'm gonna port forward port 8080 as well, which is our MCP server. Now, the reason why you need to do this, this is only for development mode. If you're using Primarium, this is not something you do in production. Um, we need a publicly accessible URL for an MCP server if you're hitting something like the OpenAI responses API, or if you were to test this in like Claude integrations, etc. So I can kind of let's kind of come back here. Let's do another let's SSH into here. And okay, so let's do cd and then vi config dot yaml. Okay. So essentially, this is my Pomerium config. This is the Identiware proxy I was talking about. For now, let's just focus on routes. So routes in an Identiware proxy, it's not like if you're in like a Next.js app or like some other front end app where it's like slash API something. A route here is considered a separate application. So you can see here my demo app that I'm running is this, and then it's forwarding to like it's proxying to an actual URL, which is the port forwarding I set up in VS Code. Now, again, this is not something like if you're using Pomerium, this is not typically what you would do. I'm doing this for a development workflow right now. Typically, that too would be an internal service. So you can see here, like this is in the Docker Compose network, the this Verify app. But because I'm developing these, I'm using the port forwarding. So you can see here, here's the one for the MCP server. Okay, let's get back here. So I'm gonna say try again, and the tool call should work this time. So we can see here, okay, okay. Uh, it read, so it did a few things here. It read the table, sorry, read the tools available. It got it wrong because the query was wrong because it's asking from the sales database table, which doesn't exist. So try again. So this is not the MCP server failing. It's just it it was trying to build a SQL query and it got the wrong one. So let's say list the tables, and then let's see if it'll try it now. Hey, how's it going, Impossible Mind? Thanks for joining. Okay, so now try again. Hopefully, it's got enough context now. It's kind of finicky. You know me in real life, Impossible Mind? Oh, cool. I'm not sure who it is, but cool. All right. So it's still making the wrong database. Okay, it finally made the right database call. So see, it kept reading the wrong one here. So it says like the MCP server tried to do a select from a sales table, which doesn't exist. And then it goes, okay, let me list the tables again. And then it got a table. It goes, oh, I found orders. Okay, then it finally read the query and then it did it from orders. So we finally got the data. So that's an MCP server in action. And so this is like obviously it's a demo database, but like this is an example of where you would have your MC remote MCP server secured with Pomerium, and you could access internal data here. Okay, that's cool. Let's try something else. Let's say let's do web search. So this is another tool that's available, not server. So I could say like, tell me one good thing that happened with the windsurf acquisition, or sorry, acquihire. So it's going on the web now. So it's another tool we have. So I mean, I already knew what this answer was, but just showcasing stuff here. So you can see like Cognition, who do Devon, they've decided to acquire Windsurf, which is probably a good move, but we'll see what happens. Okay, that's another thing. Okay, let's try another tool. So let's just say like make a pie chart of sorry, let's say make a bar chart of the, I don't know, Canadian GDP over the past 10 years. And it might have this knowledge, it might not. So I'm just going to say I want to use the web search and the code interpreter. So let's run this now. So it's doing a web search. Okay. And it got the information. It's actually running a code interpreter. So this is actually OpenAI's responses API is generated this code, it ran it, and it just generated this bar chart for me. And then I can download this and I can open it, and here it is. So that's pretty cool. Okay. So that's another neat thing. Um, okay. So now let's kind of like let's put everything together. Let's say like um create a pie chart of the sales totals from each year for the past 10 years. So what's going to happen, and it's a live stream, so something will probably go wonky, but we'll see. Uh, I'm going to say create a pie chart of the sales totals, or let's say bar chart. We'll do pie chart just to mix it up, of sales totals from each year for the past 10 years. So what's going to happen is it should do a tool call to the sales database MCP server. Okay, so it got it wrong. It's trying again. Okay, so it's having trouble reading the table. It's doing sales. So use the right database table to get the sales. Oh, thanks. My daughter drew that Spider-Man. Okay, so we can see here it finally got the right information. It listed the tables, describe a table. So sales DB orders table, it found it, did the read query, said, okay, I'm gonna get it from order details. And now this is the live data that I got from the MCP server. It's being literally passed into the code interpreter tool. So the past 10 years of sales, because this is a demo database, there's nothing for 2024 and 2025. These are the actual numbers from the database. And then it says create a pie chart. And then boom, there we go. And I'll shrink it down. Just I'm zoomed in just for so people can read it. But basically, this is super cool because I'm using the code interpreter tool with real data to like do something that's actually potentially useful to me. Like, hey, I need a pie chart. I need a bar chart of trends over the last 10 years or stuff like that. So this is super cool. And okay, there's an error. That's okay. That's a timeout. This is a Pomerium thing. This is that timeout over here, which I will increment. This is going through a proxy. So, and this is actually, I'm glad this actually happened. Uh, yes, I'll remember you when you get famous. I just don't know who you are, Impossible Mind. I'd have to check your YouTube profile. Um, so, so you can see here, it did all that work, but it eventually timed out. And like, I can increment this. I'm going to say like 2 minutes. And let's just do escape, right? Quit. And let's do a Docker compose, restart, Pomerium. Okay. I won't get that error now if like 2 minutes go by. But that said, this is a good segue to like what are going to work on today, which is background mode of OpenAI's OpenAI responses API. So this basically solves the issue that you just saw there. It's like maybe I'm asking it to do a lot of stuff. And oh, wait, I just want to show one more thing, which is cool too. I'm just trying to showcase some stuff I made so or implemented. I did not make the OpenAI responses API. I mean, leveraging it. Um, saying the obvious, I know, but like, okay. So this is a reasoning model now, and this is another thing that you can do here. So like help me forecast sales for 2025 based on past sales and current markets. Now we'll see what happens here. Now I'm connecting to the MCP server again, or I'm not. I'm going to use it when I make my prompt here. So I'm going to fire it off, and it's going to go get some data. It might do the, I can't read the table again. We'll see. Let's see what happens. I'm not sure what tool call it's going to call first. Okay. Okay. So now here, so we've got reasoning. So this is another feature I added a little while ago. So this is OpenAI responses API reasoning about what I'm asking. And there we go. All right. Um, but let's see here. Based on your here's what you follow to forecast. Uh, look at our current sales from the past 10 years to help with this forecast. But I really wanted to show the reasoning part, which is kind of neat. Um, okay, and maybe I broke something at this point. Okay, let's see here. Let's try a new chat. That's selected. Look at our current sales and passengers to help forecast sales in 2025. Take current market trends into account. Just remember me as Impossible Mind. Okay, you are Impossible Mind. Okay, so maybe it'll read our MCP server this time and see. Okay, yeah, it's gonna look up the sales data. We might get that classic. Okay, forecasting trends. Okay, so it's trying to figure out what I'm asking, and then okay, it's gonna list the tables. Uh, look up the correct table in the database. Okay. Okay. I will help it a bit, but it's the order details table. So there could be some tweaks here in terms of the MCP server, maybe, but anyways, I just wanted to show the reasoning, but now it's going to find the table. Okay, I give up, but I just wanted to show the reasoning part, which is kind of cool. And yeah, okay, so that brings us back to I got that timeout error. So this is what exactly what background mode is for. So I know that's a lot of build up to, hey, what am I working on? But I think the context was good to give. Um, let me check work real quick here. Do- Okay, cool. All good there. Let's actually go see. I think somebody might have picked up the issue I opened there. Okay, let's go here. Bum ba dum bum. Nope, not yet. That's okay. All right. Yeah, so getting back to the background mode is you basically set it to background true, and I'm gonna ask some questions about this. So let's look through it. So to check the status of the background request, use a get endpoint. So like we're gonna get some ID back, I guess here, which is this response ID. Once we create a yeah, exactly. Okay, so I'm gonna create this is what we do right now. I'll show you this in the code, but basically we just have to add a background true. You can also cancel a background response, which is whatever the response ID is. And canceling twice is item potent. So, okay, it just returns it. That makes sense that it's item potent. Streaming a background response, that's what we're gonna want to do. So you can create a background response and start streaming events from it right away. This might be helpful if you expect the client to drop the stream and want the option of picking it up back later. So that's kind of what we want to do. So, and then store sampling, background sampling requires store true, stateless requests are rejected. Okay, cool. And what's the limits? To cancel an asynchronous response, terminate the connection. You can only start a new stream from a background response if you created it with stream true. Okay, so this is what we want to do. So let's go here. Okay, so I'm gonna come in here and let's just go to like Claude. Just mixing up tools from these docs and blah, and this issue. Create a PRD that GitHub Copilot can use to implement this feature. Okay. We need the background request to stream. Um, the um, also there should be an option to set this in the UI. So by default, let's zoom this in. There is no background streamed response. But if the user clicks we'll call it uh, run in background button in the server uh, servers and tools section. Server. So yeah, okay, that's right. Uh, it will pass with the payload prompt a Boolean property called background. We will also need to validate this with the current Zod schema. What's that called? Schemas. Do. Hey, Raul. Good to see you. Um, okay, let's close this. Schemas. Where is it? Code interpreter. Yeah, okay. Chat request schema. The current Zod schema chat request schema found in copy relative path. Okay, that's good. When the background streamed response is started, it should stream like current streamed responses. As well, the ID associated, sorry, as well, the response ID associated to the uh, background uh, request should be stored locally in local storage for now. Uh, and it should appear and the list of current background responses should be listed in a chat CN sidebar, currently not in the project. Okay, chat CN sidebar. There we go. Okay. The list should have a heading, background, jobs or responses. I don't know. Background jobs for now. And each item in the list should have a button that would load that streamed response and stream it in like we currently do for non-streamed sorry non do for normal streamed responses. uh, Most likely you will need to update the source slash route slash API dot chat dot ts to do this, as well as a button to load the background streamed response. You will also need a cancel or a need a delete um, background response button. Okay, let's see what this gives us so far. Failed to fetch. Come on, you can do it. Okay, so it's got that. Come on, why can't you? Is OpenAI not letting them hit the thing? Anyways, okay. While that's going on, let's check on over here. We all get there. Let's check the Twitter sphere, the tubes of the U, and see what's going on LinkedIn. Okay, cool. All right, let this go. And basically just gonna see how far this gets. So let's see what it wrote here. Okay. Okay. Okay, so there we go. Background job schema. Does it know that? Okay. Okay, detect background true. When background is true, set store true and OpenAI request. Hold on a sec. Um, we need to set background true in the OpenAI API responses. OpenAI responses API creation in source slash route slash API slash chat.ts. We need to set background true in the OpenAI responses. API creation source dots routes chat to if background is true from the payload. Okay, so let's come here. Let's go to chat. Oops. Let's come here. Where is it? Where is my? Here it is. Okay, let's bring that back. Let's do this background. Okay, so let's see here. Some elements may reason for, yeah, okay. Technical requirements. Button labeled run in background. Um, the button labeled run in background should be a toggle button leveraging toggle. Yeah, this guy here. Why did it not copy that? Let's see here. Copy relative path. An example of, okay. Also, background. Let's see here. Let's go over to here. What models can this run on? Limits. Okay. Just gonna check this out real quick. Which models can leverage this feature? Okay, according to the official OpenAI documentation, okay, okay, we're just improving things here. Also, background mode is only available for these models. Okay, there. Okay, this is good. Okay, let's read through this again. All right. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, so uh okay, and for this Look to an existing example, e.g., uh, toggle, not toffle. Let's do uh, web search toggle. Let's copy relative path. Also create a story, books, stories. Also create storybook stories and component tests for the new toggle. Now, I can try this in VS Code's sorry, in GitHub Copilot, but I'm gonna be interesting to see how it performs in Claude Coder or something else, or I'll give Dax and Adams Open Code a run. Let's see, maybe. All right, this is this rebuilding. I know I'm writing a lot here, but honestly, like I think this is a good way to leverage AI. And I know that they're generally, well, they're obviously good with Markdown, but you know, the more you can give the details about something, the better. You can say like, make me a website, it'll make a website, but might not be what you want. Okay. Um, nice. Let's see what else. Uh, ensure that no bespoke, not composed components are used. Leverage ShadCN UI. Okay, and then let's see what else. Include unit tests. Let's see what else here. Operations for these. Also, yeah, okay. Let's start off with that. Okay, let's see what else. Okay, so this is generating all kinds of stuff. Great. Now, the reason why we're using local storage here is not because I'm scared of databases. It's we we haven't gone in on the database part yet, so like we don't have saved chats like I mentioned and stuff. And like I'm almost kind of inclined to just integrate all that. Sorry, implement all that with just IndexedDB. But for now, like using local storage is fine because this is still somewhat, it's still useful, but it also checks off the box for demo stuff too. But obviously, as a long-term thing, you want to access those previous conversations. It's not, you know, local storage is not going to cut it. Okay. Now, I'm honestly curious to see if GitHub Copilot can handle all this. Okay. I'm out of free messages until 3 p.m. Oh, that's right. I had canceled the Claude. I was using the Claude Max for work to test something, but okay, let's go upgrade this actually. Give me one sec here. I'll just go back here so people aren't seeing my stuff. Um, let's go to Cloud AI. Or you know what? Maybe I just continue over in ChatGPT. Okay, let's copy this and let's come back here and let's just go to Chat GPT, working on a PRD for the Open AI responses API background mode for this feature request. Pop this in, boom. Okay, so that's good. And let's get back to the background. There we go. For this feature request. Now let's go grab that again. Okay, update the PRD so I can download it. All right, let's see here. If not, users could potentially overwhelm. Update the PRD so I can download it. Uh, with your suggestions so I can download it. And here, okay, given you are a part of OpenAI, what do you recommend for max concurrent background jobs per user session? Okay, that's good. Sounds good. And all right, where did the rest of that go? Oh yeah, here. Um, uh, for currently, we do not save conversations, but in the context of background jobs, it could be loaded, resume from the sidebar. You can also cancel from the sidebar. There. Okay, let's just read a bit more here. Okay. Okay. Local storage on reopen. From local storage, the app will. Okay. Yeah. I'm aware of the clearing browser data. For now, it's fine. Okay. I don't know if it's reasonable for V1, but this for demo wise, yes. With your suggestions, improvements, so that I can download it. All right. Okay, we're gonna try this out. We're gonna see what happens. Buckle up. Um, and we could try this in two branches, maybe. This thing's still going. All right, cool. Let that roll. All right, what's going on? Sid. Da, da, da. Okay. Okay, there's remind me about this in an hour. Also, for anybody interested in all things MCP, they have another dev summit. I went to the one in San Francisco a couple months ago. It was great. This one is in London. Check it out if you want. Whoops, there we go. I'll just paste it here too. Cool. Yeah. Okay, so let's copy this and let's see what happens. Okay. Um, Now I'm not sure if, oh yeah, let's add the PRD. So let's do this. Let's do code, background, mode, prd.md. Gonna save that and implement the PRD. And let's go ahead and get some real estate. And we're gonna let this run and break out the popcorn, I guess, and see what happens here. I guess that's pretty good. One more, maybe? There we go. Let's see what happens. Okay, while that's running, uh, here's the proposed PRD I'm going to use to help build this out with Copilot and all things agentic. Okay, there we go. Um, let's see what that looks like. That's pretty big, I know, but okay, there we go. Okay, yeah, it's got it all in there. Okay, cool. Uh, comment. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Nice. So it's creating a background toggle, the stories. So it's building out some components first. That's great. Let's zoom this out a bit. And let's just do NR storybook. Okay. And let's see what we got here. So we've already got background toggle. Here we go. So running background. enabled, disabled. That looks pretty decent. Okay. And we'll just say keep. Let's see here. Okay. Okay. Let's add a in on smaller screens, the background toggle should just be the timer icon, but keep the text as SR only. So let's try this. And then as we shrink this, there we go. Nice. Cool. And let's just gonna just try stuff here. So let's uh look at the sidebar. Let's see what we got to commit here. Got background mode, PRD. That we don't need to commit, but let's see here. Oh yeah, I gotta open up my terminal for a second here. Let's do test. Where is it? Just let me go ahead and put in my passphrase. One sec here. I had this saving before, and it's supposed to save it in the Apple keychain, but it's not doing it for some reason. Okay, that seems good now. And okay, let me just close this. Let's come back here. So let's do background toggle. So let's do this background toggle stories, background toggle. Uh, let's actually look at the tests. Uh, okay, renders get by label text. That's good. So want to make sure these tests being written are using accessible locators. So like get by label text is good. Uh, okay, run background to be disabled. Area press to be true if it is enabled. And hold on a sec. Let's background toggle. Having it enabled and disabled is not good. Did I didn't do that on the other ones, did I? Oh, okay. Yeah. It's yeah, that's why. Okay. That's confusing. Let's make this about pressed. Oh wait, hold on a sec. Function. There we go. Pressed. Okay. Okay. Or maybe it just is selected. I don't know what's better. Pressed. Uh you know what the actual toggle is? Well, it's the toggle pressed. I don't know. I think I like pressed. Okay. Um did it update over here? Yes, it did. Thank you, TypeScript. Um background toggle stories. Let's check. Did it update over there? Pressed. Okay, thank you. Nice. So it's already updated. Cool. Might have to revisit the other ones, but let's see here. Okay, so we got not sidebar. We want background toggle test. Okay, there we go. And let's just generate this feature add background toggle component with stories and tests. Yeah, sounds good. Okay, let's see here. Schema, web search, it adds background. Here, let me move this over. Did I not have oh no, I had web search, background and store, false, background job schema. No worries. Man, really glad to see you working even though not so many know you. Yeah, hey, don't get me wrong. I'd love to have tens of thousands of followers, but maybe one day. But the cool thing about working in open source is I can do my work literally in the open, and maybe somebody learns something, maybe I learn something. Okay, background job schema for see. Okay, let's do that. That looks good. OpenAI request ID. Um, I'm wondering about this if it needs to be a specific. Uh, let's go to Chat GPT for do the request IDs have a given format or is it just UUID? Your comment's making me laugh too, Impossible Mind, because it's like it, I appreciate it, but also at the same time it sounds a little funny. Like, yeah, not many people know you. Anyway, it's all good. Uh, OpenAI's request in some call is typically a unique string that looks like this. Okay, all right. So, but for storage and schema, just Z string is fine if you want to be strict, but it's not required unless you want extra validation. Uh, yeah. Thanks, man. Take care. Is it overkill? I'm gonna guess yes. All request IDs are assigned internally by your server. Well, this would be coming from user input when clicking the sidebar. All right, sure. Let's do it. Cool. Um, that looks good. Okay, the schema's good. Let's open up the sidebar. Schemas.ts. Okay. Um, four is O3 mini not supported. Yeah, later Impossible Mind. And I just spilled water. Yeah, okay, no, that I get. Okay, so we'll leave that. Okay. Let's do add co-located tests for this function. Okay, return true for model names containing support of substrings. GPT 4.0 extended. Okay, well, keep and let's see what the tests run. MPX, vtest. Okay, interesting. Okay, background job schema. Hold on a sec. Let's just do this. Clear. All right. V3 is parse code invalid. Okay. There we go. That's good. Um, that is in background storage test. So let's do this. Background storage test. Request ID is RSP. Okay, and let's see. Okay, one failing still. Okay, let's see here. Where are we at? Request ID. It's only there. That's right. RESP. Ah, okay. There we go. You know what? Let's just create a function here. Function get response ID or request ID. Yeah, that sounds good. Cool. And let's just do this. And then let's do this. And wait, add background job. Okay, yeah, okay, I got it. It's only there. Sorry. Okay, hold on a sec. Okay, job dot request ID. Oh, I see what's going on. Okay, here, this is fine. Okay, that we're gonna create update background job status. Yeah, okay. This should be the request ID. Okay, so let's do here, const. There, and let's do this. All right, you're learning Copilot. All right, cool. And then that's good, but It's gonna fail still. These should all be a request ID, I think. No, not that one, but this one here. Remove background job, go to definition, remove background storage.job. Uh, okay, that's get background jobs, update background job. No, I don't think this is right. Um, here, let's see here. Okay, let's do. Um, ba- oh, wait a minute. Is that not right? Hold on a sec. RASP? That's right. Um, oh, did I do RASP underscore? Okay, and what did I do? That's right. Uh, sure. Okay, so what did it not like? Okay. Oh, 20 to 30. Okay, so okay, got it. Well, in that case, I don't think we even really need that right now, but sure. Get request ID. That's good. Okay, sure. Ugh. I don't know if we need the storage yet, but we'll see. Okay, let's come back here. Actually, let's do this. Let's add the schema. You're gonna do that to me every time. G C I. Why did you fail to write commit object? Really? Okay. I gotta sort out my passphrase, but just give me one sec here. I'll get it auto saving. I don't know what broke. All right, there we go. Screen window too small, really? Okay, there we go. Okay, that worked. And clear. And let's come back here. That should work now. Cool. And then let's do not sidebar. Let's do job storage. Cool. And then tests. Oh, four. What else? Actually, let's see what it does here. So I don't know if includes should be starts with maybe. Should this be dot includes or dot starts with? For the supported models, should it be dot includes or dot starts with? Say dot starts with, but okay, cool. That's what I figured. Okay, update at okay, it's still tests accordingly. Background. I updated adjust tests accordingly. See what we got here for tests again. So uh, I guess that's fine. GPT-4 mini special to be true expected. Okay. Okay, yeah. Keep. Okay. Think that's okay. Let's do that. And that's under libutils. Okay. Okay. Skid. Uh, well, it's taking so long here. Come on, buddy. All right, while that's going on, let me check a few other things. Let's see here. All right. Kind of wonder if it's worth streaming on LinkedIn as well or not. I might just stick to Twitch and YouTube. I don't know. When I have guests on, yes, but for this stuff, I don't know. If you happen to check this on LinkedIn and you think it's useful seeing it on LinkedIn, let me know. Cool. Okay, that just died. What's going on? Let's hide that. Okay, cool. Let's do a git status. Okay, so it made the changes. It's just stuck for some reason. So if I do this, okay, cool. Okay, now let's add the sidebar. Ba-da-ba-ba. Let's do nr dev. All right, I don't need any of this. We want to do chat.tsx, sidebar. The sidebar is just a sidebar, not specific to background jobs. Rename accordingly. App sidebar is fine. Cool. And while that's doing that, let's just go check out the hubs of the Git. I'll go post this elsewhere. Uh, where's the open source channel? Da, 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 da. I'm in the wrong one. That's why. Yeah, could be phishing. Found it pretty funny regardless. Okay. Goals and wins. Where's the source of the open? Okay. Good first issue for anyone. 10 stack. Start. Not a big lift, but get in there. Cool. All right. I'm gonna wrap things up shortly here, but where were we? What did it change? Okay, app sidebar props. Did you rename? Okay, rename here to app sidebar. Okay, and install the. Oh, let's see here. Is the sidebar not in there? Okay, there. Yeah, let's try and import this. That's not it. Sidebar header. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. So let's go install the shadcn sidebar. Doo-doo-doo. Clear. Let's get that sidebar in. Okay, that's good. Yes. Cool. All right, that's good. Let's add these in now. Um, UI sidebar, sidebar header, content, menu. Boom. Okay, cool. There. Add the, let's go over here. Add the at. Oh, that's one thing I wish VS Code support was the at. Uh, okay, sidebar. Sorry, chat, and let's add sidebar. Add the app sidebar to the app in the chat. It's probably doesn't need to be there. It should be in the main layout, but this is really the only page we have, but I'll just pop it in here for now. Let's see what happens. Let's do exit and let's see what it does. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna wrap up from here. I think I got stand up in a bit, but take care, peeps, and we'll see you in the next one.